Okay, I have decided to have that last barn roof painted. I was going to wait until next year or the following year, but the guy called me back today. He said, hey, look, we'll give it to you at this price here. We're getting ready to move our operations down to the Carolinas where it's a little bit warmer. Weather will cooperate a little bit more for us for the next couple of months, so we can come down and do this afternoon. I said, sure, why not? Let's get it done and get it out of the way. So you can see them down there now, kind of leaning over the edge there, trying to get it sprayed. And we've just about got this header tore down to the bare bones here. We've got all of the top sheets off, most of the skid plates off. I've got the all new top sheets coming, so the stainless steel top sheets that go on top of here, I'm putting all new ones on. And we've got what have we got? I think we're replacing 3 skid plates on the bottom. And then I've got a couple of arms. This arm here broke, so we're replacing that one. And then we had, this one here, the one that goes in here broke. And then we had a bushing type thing here that was screwed up, so we are replacing that as well. What have I got? 1,000. How much have I got in parts with this thing now? 500, 1,000, about maybe 2,000. Yeah, $2,000, maybe $2,500 to get this thing back in shape and get it going again. And it all started because of just this one top plate I was going to replace and then go to the field. But yeah, as we got into it, I realized I needed to do more. And I may have some soybeans ready to cut, but we're going to be a couple days out now. Yeah. It's just what happens sometimes. You don't plan on this stuff, and well, you just got to account for it. It won't be any big deal. The forecast for the next 7 days is actually decent weather. I don't see any rain in the forecast at the moment, so hopefully we can get this thing slapped back together Monday or Tuesday. This is Friday evening, and we'll make it happen. And we're making slow but steady progress on this header. I got some parts this morning. So I got 2 of these arms. They had broke off right here. That one and this one down here. Do I have the old arm? Oh, it's probably in the trash already. So 2 arms. This special little ball joint here that kind of holds everything together. The nut, and there was one other little piece. There were 6 pieces total. I had to get these from John Deere. Shoop did not have these. $620 for those 6 pieces. That is, wow. Parts are expensive, as I mentioned in the last video, I think. This plate we've got back on. This one was not worn, so we did not replace this one. I think my daughter sent a text to me earlier saying some of my parts had come in today from Shoop. Not all of them, but I think 2 of my top stainless steel sheets have come in. It all started because of this one. I had one to replace on the machine. Well, when we pulled that one off, and that was kind of sitting here in the center, we looked at the next one. It was going to soon break apart. What was happening, this edge that holds it under the knife starts to wear out. I think I can show you over here, actually. Let's get this flipped around here. These things are very sharp where they have worn. Okay, right here you see that was worn there, and this whole edge here is worn off of there. And so as we started pulling it apart, every one of them was getting like that. So, see here, there's a good edge here, but that part was wore, that part was wore, starting to rust and wear there. This one here, same thing. So yep, decided to replace them all. Then we had a couple of the skid plates that were starting to wear out. You can see here, that one there. I think I ordered this one. On the edge it was wearing, and definitely that one. Yeah, and I've never had poly on these skid plates. I know a lot of guys run poly. Well, the poly wears out as well, and I'm not really sure. There's an aftermarket poly kit you can put on there, but I think it's riveted on. So I've never dealt with that, because then to change those poly things when they wear, you have to take the rivets out, I guess, and rivet it again, and that doesn't sound like a fun job. So this is only the second time maybe that I have replaced skid plates. I think it's only the first time on the stainless steel that on the stainless steel top sheets that I've had to replace them. But skid plates, it seems like maybe, and I can't remember. This might be the second time or first, I don't know. And we've had this machine 25 years plus, I guess, 25 years. Okay, yeah, so that's where we are. Waiting on parts. Hopefully they'll be here Monday afternoon. We can get it back together by Tuesday afternoon and be in the field. That's what I'm hoping. I just replaced one of these fingers here that was broken off. And hopefully it will go again. It's going to be fun getting those stainless steel sheets in. Yeah, it's going to be fun getting it all back together. I think this may have been the worst piece here, getting this one back in here, because the wobble box, it was all attached to this as well. And so getting everything lined up and the weight of that box on here and that ball joint, getting that in place, and these arms, that took a while, but we've got that one. Hopefully the rest of it goes pretty smooth. I've got all of my new bolts over here to go back in there. Got those from my local hardware store. So I will have, I'll have $2,500 tied up in the rebuild of this, but it's better than a new one. Any of the used ones you look at $5,000 or $10,000 on the 900 series, they're going to be worn out like this one is. So just go ahead and put the money in this one and call it a day. That's what I'm doing. We have got one place here, got a little bit of cancer coming in right there, but what we're going to do is take the old stainless steel sheets and put them up in here to cover that cancer. No, and I had one other place down here, right here on this end, where there's some cancer there. So yeah, we think we can use those stainless steel sheets, the old ones, and cut them to fit and go in there and cure that cancer. We hope anyway. Maybe I'll cure the cancer before my man Trump will cure the cancer. And even if he did cure cancer, the left would still hate him, and they would say, oh, that's a bad thing. He's killing people by curing cancer. Today is the No Kings Protest Day. I don't understand that whole thing, but it'll be interesting to see on the news tonight how that has taken place, and how many people, how many crazy Karens were out there with their signs and protesting Trump. Just a crazy time we're living in. All right, I've just about got my mess cleaned up here. I've got to back the combine back so I can close the door here. Unfortunately, my shop isn't wide enough to get that thing in here, and we had to have it on the combine up, lifted up, in order to work on it. I couldn't put it on the header trailer and back it in here to work on it. All right, for some reason the sound did not work here. I'm just showing you the contraption we had set up here to get these top sheets on. The way we had to bend them down we had to come up with a system, and this was our system. 2x4s, a bucket of corn, a clevis, and some straps, and we got her done. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This thing is almost put back together, so we've got all new top sheets on here. We've got a couple of new bottom skid plates. They were not all worn out. The last thing we have to do is put the knife in here, and I had a little bit of cancer coming in on this corner here. So what we did was took one of the old top sheets on top there, so tomorrow morning we're going to come back here and bolt all of that down. So we'll bolt that down, put the knife back on. This job really wasn't as hard as I thought as far as putting it back together. I was dreading this part with putting it back together, but both of us put our minds together and came up with a plan, and the plan seemed to have worked. So it took us about 4 hours to put it all back together. So that wasn't bad at all. I'm happy with that. I think it's going to be okay. So just the knife and that other